Overhearing an argument that was started by a female is what led to this video, as I will be discussing the ramifications of loyalty gone wrong and some of the problems it creates. Thank you for tagging me in once again here on Rasta's Realities. A male and female out for some music, food, and drinks are in line. Another disrespectful male offends the lady indirectly, meaning he, the disrespectful one, made a host of statements that rubbed the chick with the guy the wrong way. Now, since it wasn't directed towards her specifically, she had many recourses of actions. One being the most intelligent choice of ignoring the rude dude. Two, just shaking her head and enjoying her company and her day. And three, more critically, minding her business. She allowed her emotions to overtake her common sense by responding directly to the indirect comments. In that of her offended mindset, she then pulled the guy she was with into the situation unnecessarily. The other dude who made the comments was clearly attention-seeking. Shit-talking, if you will. What comment, you ask? That is not relevant. Stay focused here. I watched it all unfold, as well as the subsequent actions. The guy in the couple was correct in minding his business and sticking to the path of showing his or this lady out. It was the lady that did not understand the moment in time. She loudly voiced her opinion at the offender's comment, even though he was not talking to her or about her, doing far too much. And this is where shit got stinkier than normal. Offended, she then began to question the guy who she was with, as if he was soft and he was the offender, and or not standing up for her honor. But remember, the comments were indirectly stated. Now, I do not know if he was soft, but what I do know is that the guy with the gal did correctly, minding his business and keeping focus on the good time to come with music, food, and beverages. And just, spending time with a lady friend. He then tried to calm her enough for her to understand the plan and stick to it. Once again, had she just minded her business and participated in keeping her distance from the moronic male's comments, things could have been fine. On top of that, by her not minding her business and inciting or suggesting to her man or date that he should say or do something to a person who clearly was trolling in person to manipulate the minds of the listeners. Even though the other dude did not say it directly to either one of them. I've seen this highly destructive behavior many times while supervising events and witnessed various ways the guys dealt with it. Some like simps, and some like men with a purpose other than acting like a crash test dummy, being led to slaughter, or in this case, that has led to, lead to great bodily harm. All to have the same chick bail out on him when he faces tough times himself. And even though nothing physical or verbally occurred amongst them, between them. It clearly was an indicator of one male gaslighting a female, that female gaslighting a man whom she was with, and just a lot of unnecessary drama. A female's misplaced loyalty destroys, not grows things. Any person's misplaced loyalties destroys. She clearly was not confident in who she was and allowed a low-hanging individual to trigger her. Or maybe it was her self-esteem, of which was obviously low, and or she had some mental problems that were unresolved. In those cases, dating and even fucking should not be an option. She has internal issues to rectify. So until then, stay to yourself, get your celibate on, and get your mind and your body correct. And then you go and you date and do what it is that you do as far as life is concerned. She was not loyal to herself, so in no way can she be loyal to another, and that goes for family, kids, and love interests alike. What I have described so far is one of the biggest predicaments that stifles black love. Once again, in families, friendships, and love interests. Until more and more acknowledge and logically handle these situations, hatred amongst black people will continue to destroy good people, creating more unresolved mental issues. In power, one must conquer all that he or she encounters, such as overbearing emotions that hinder any and all progress. This must stop. Lastly, I witnessed another couple of which the guy was either henpecked or simply a spineless individual, because the female that he was with began berating him with single mother terms to her supposedly man. The whole time this guy was defending talking points that had no validity and did not cast him as a man of power, more like a wimp. I could not allow this in my presence and said to him in front of her, "Really, dude?" He just shook his head and tucked his head back into his shell. Or should I say his tail? Either way, later that day at the event, he ran into me in the restroom, and then, and only then, he was talking tough, stating he was only in it for the money. It was then that I dropped some gems for him to be mindful of, as to come into his power. He thanked me as if no other man said to him what I said to him. Fellas, we must acquire our own purpose of power and allow none to jeopardize it, no matter who it is. Existence over living should not be tolerated. I am not saying to not love or like another. I am stating to remain loyal to yourself enough to heal and build a defense against those who mean you and society no good. Point is, no matter how much we may get with another, make sure that others enter and overstand loyalty into not only you, but themselves. In the words of the immortal Aretha Franklin, you gotta be a do-right individual to receive the same. And that's the reality.